How you doing? It's good to see you.
Hello.
Hey, I invited you today because I wanted to talk about you and your project Until the Last Star because I'm really proud of the work that you did and I'm happy that it finally, it's out there and people can watch it. Would you be able to start with your name and what you do?
My name is Lisandro Novillo, and I'm a writer-director.
Right off the bat, I wanted to know what character did you identify the most with this project?
I'm a Gemini, so I feel like I wrote both sides of these characters as me or as pieces of me. But definitely, I think that I'm more the Jude character in the short for sure.
And why is that?
He's kind of like the one that needs to learn the lesson. He's kind of it's it's about like trying to be the fixer and solving the problems in the way that you can. And then sometimes it's not up to you to solve the problem that you see. It's up to you to listen and kind of figure out what the other person needs from you versus like what you're good at. You know, if you're good at solving problems, you just want to solve the problem, but sometimes it's not for you to solve kind of thing.
Yeah, it's a great lesson, and it's stuff that you do, learn with time of understanding that everybody's different.
Yeah,
Uh,
and you have like your strengths that you bring to the table and not it's not just your superpowers. Sometimes it's kind of like your weakness to just lean on what you're good at, you know.
yeah. And what made you want to tell this story?
I think that again, it's kind of like really self-reflexive. I think that as a writer director, I process a lot of the world through what I write, and I think that in this particular story, relationships are hard, and I was in a new relationship at that point and just trying to do my best as being a partner, and then just realizing that sometimes my way is not the correct way and it doesn't necessarily aid somebody else to solve a problem the way that I would solve or tackle a problem. So it's kind of like that thing where you have to ask the person like what do you need from me right now? And listen.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a huge part. As far as this production, what was one of the things that you felt was the most challenging to be able to get from start to finish?
This one was like a little bit of a step up. Most of my other projects have been like contained one room spaces. It's just the easiest way to get something going is like limit your actors, limit your location. And so this one was like, we're gonna go outside. And we went outside and we kind of did it bigger than maybe we needed to, but like we shot at Joshua Tree and we shot at Big Bear. And pulling the permit at Joshua Tree was just I'm so lucky that I had a producer, Nick, who kind of took that on the most and called like every day. It's a very small permit office. This is now a year and a half ago. So
Mhm.
it's like it's a very small permit office. You have to really check in every day. It's one person, I think, that oversees everything. And so it's just like that was a big problem. We didn't know what we were going to be able to shoot. We submitted our application with places that we wanted to shoot. We showed up on the day and they said, "Hey, these are not available to you." So luckily, we had scouted and we kind of through his phone, we picked a new area basically through maps and his phone. There's a guard, a national parks employee that they give you to kind of be with you and make sure you don't mess anything up for the parks. And so that was pretty difficult, like having a plan, picking our spot, and then just showing up and them going, you can't shoot there. Where would you like to shoot? And just kind of, luckily we scouted and we had backup B, backup C plans, but that was kind of like indie filmmaking at its best is you show up and you can't shoot where you wanted to shoot.
Right. And the fact that you brought up Nick is what my next question was, because obviously projects like this are a little bit challenging. Who are the first roles that you look for to get this project moving?
Um, I'm I've been able to work very small myself through all my short films, but I do have my core team. already kind of my little Avengers team kind of pre-built. My best friend is a terrific actor and editor, so he kind of gets roped into doing both whenever he's available. Um, Producing wise, I kind of take the brunt of that on, but I had Nick on this project, so he was terrific. It's kind of just like setting yourself up for success as much as you can with your homies and kind of trying to grow with your people as you guys take on bigger and bigger projects together.
Yeah, I've been able to experience this recently, and it does feel really good to be able to be in this environment, especially as a professional with your friends, and to be able to see them in their element and you doing, your job and being good at what you do, and to be able to see what you guys come up with at the end of this whole thing.
Well, you and I are both very similar, where we have our day jobs in the TV and film industry, where we're contributing to the machine, and we get to make other people's art and passion projects and funny projects. And at night, we have to kind of go home and work on our own projects in the shadows until we can bring those to the light with. And our friends is the easiest way, kind of, to shine a light on these projects that we want to get going, and we want to show people that we can do these bigger, grander things, and we kind of have to prove our way through this place, I guess, and your friends are going to be the first ones who kind of show up for you.
Yeah, as well as, for example, I was listening to you throughout your process of creating this film, and so the whole time I was like making sure like you were inspired, like I wanted to hear about it, and I was excited for you. And likewise, I was always happy to come and share what I was doing with my stuff. So yeah, that's always one of the things that I lean on is to be able to have that support system and to find my community because yeah, it's tough, especially if you're trying to do it on your own.
Totally. And this is kind of like one of the best things about this program that you're doing and how you're supporting young artists is going like, hey, it's tough to make art. Like, here's some people that do it, and it's tough for them too. And maybe they have some knowledge for you, or can answer your questions, or help you avoid like easy mistakes that I've already made, or that you've already made, or we've seen other people make. Because a lot of what we do on our day to day is we do our part, but we also get to watch these people who are like, it's a master class every week. A new director comes in. We see how prepared they are. We see what it takes to run the show, and then we also see the people that come in underprepared and kind of fumble through it, and the machine helps them, but we don't see those guys come back, like the ones that are there to contribute and care about the show and care about the material. Those are the ones that get asked back and get asked back a bunch and get blocks. So it's cool to kind of go to school every time we go to work. We're learning from these people.
Yeah, and I think that's where I don't know, for me, that's where I build my courage and my kind of like want to expand and to create more stuff. And to be able to know that like you're a call away, like all of our other friends are a call away. And so that's basically what I wanted to invite you today so you could kind of share that experience because it's not easy to just be like, all right, I'm gonna go shoot a film.
Everything is challenging about shooting a film. So whatever holes your friends can help fill, like yourself, you're very much art department, you're into graphics. Like you've designed stuff for me before where I don't have that skill set. So I can scribble something and go, can you make this acceptable? And you're like, what is this? It's a bird. I'm like, yeah, I can't, like I can kind of fumble my ideas out to somebody that knows what they're doing in their craft, and they can kind of come back with something that I couldn't have even imagined. But like you have to start with kind of collecting your friends and favors like that, anything that you would need that I'm good at, like a schedule or a budget, I would totally take a stab at. Just because it's like the favors is kind of like the currency of indie, kind of, unfortunately.
And with Until the Last Star, what would you say is one of the proudest moments or one of those things that you didn't expect it to go so well?
There's like a couple answers I want to kind of touch on. Like pre-production, my background is the AD department and production, so planning is kind of like the best way you can set yourself up for success, especially when you're in an indie space. We had to travel to these locations every day. So we lost 2 hours to driving each location. So that already takes out, 4 hours of my shooting day. Then I had to hit two locations a day. We did two in Big Bear and then we did two at Joshua Tree. They had like a little bit of moving time between them. So then we're now at like 3 hours and a half, 4 hours per shooting location to shoot like each. This short film has four unique looks to kind of sell like four planets we're bouncing around through space. Um, and so that really having everything planned out as much as possible, knowing where the sun was going to be, picking your locations based on, where you want the sun to be. You only have two choices we only had two choices, right? We had two locations at each we had two places to shoot at each big place. And so it's like, do you want the morning sun here or do you want the night sun here? Those are the choices. So it's like, but it's a choice. Like it influences which way they're looking. It influences, are they backlit? Are they frontlit? Are they? So it's like a lot of cool things that you can figure out beforehand so that you can just kind of get face punched on the day with whatever changes, whatever needs to change. This is my first thing using VFX to this degree. So it was really the planning again, like how many VFX shots do we have? How many can we afford? How do we maximize those? How do we sell those VFX without making them look too cheap? Like we don't have Weta, we don't have these big animation houses or VFX houses helping us. We have our amazing buddy Randall who kind of took on the project and was just like, yeah, whatever you need, whatever you need. But as a producer, I can't, and a friend, I have to limit myself to not abusing these people and their skill sets because they want to be helpful, they want to contribute, but I also, don't want to lose a friend over a project, over being demanding. So it's like really good to have it all planned out ahead of time. Know this is how many shots we're gonna look for. This is how this VFX person wants me to shoot that to make it easier on them. So like VFX was a big step up in this one and kind of just like planning it the best, hoping for the best. I like movies always have this like time of passage kind of thing. And I wanted to like show off something in the short in camera because I can't have every scene be cool in camera because I'm this little indie guy with my, seven people out in the woods. These amazingly talented seven people that can do all the jobs. So it was a cool in-camera thing that I wanted to try to tell passage of time where we're on the main guy and he goes this way, we pan up to the sky, we come back down off the sun to a mountain. So the geography changed. And I have him crossing off camera running because he has to go run to the spot where camera is landing, right? So he has to take off his jacket. We're telling passage of time. He has to take off his jacket. I hand him his water bottle thing. He runs to his mark. Camera's looking up, catches the sun flare, mountain, comes down on him, and he's like pouring out the bottle of water, like he drank all the water, and he's not wearing part of his costume anymore. So like we did that in camera, and when we got to the editing bay, we were like, the sky is one color. It doesn't look like it's not selling anything. It's not selling this time passage as well as yeah, what we did in camera. He literally ran and changed his costume and changed his prop. So it's cool that we were able to put a planet in the sky that kind of fills the whole frame that really takes you to sci-fi. And I'm just like proud of the way we used our VFX in this. We had like 16 VFX shots in our 7 minute 30-second short. So it's like I'm proud of the work that Randall was able to pull off, and I'm proud of the way we were able to show off the sound effects. I'm sorry, the VFX.
Yeah, I think that that's one of the places where I like to be a part of the most is like to be able to see the post production of how we fix
Yeah.
the issues that we didn't think were going to be issues at the time,
Hmm.
and also to be able to get like the brain power of like in your case all seven to be able to like all right let's put a band-aid on this or let's like fix
Yeah.
it and yeah, and to be able to see the full outcome at the end, it's really rewarding.
It's also like it's it's kind of lonely, a lonely island being like, I'm the director, but like you really have all these people that have your back with the things that they're the best at or their chosen crafts. So like knowing, hey, this pan off thing is a cool idea. It's the toughest thing we're doing in camera. It's the toughest thing we're doing for the acting, this run off camera, and just knowing that like VFX is going to have your back, color is going to have your back, sound is going to have your back, music is going to have your back. So it's like, yes, you got this picture to 70% what you wanted it to be, but then you're going to add all these other things that kind of help style, help smooth, help hide, help feature. Like you have this whole other process after you film the thing to control how you see the thing or how you show the thing.
And for those young people or anybody in general that want to have their own project, what would you say is the first step or the integral thing that they should be focused on?
Um, I think story is the most important. It doesn't really matter how cool the things you're like flashing at people are in the scope of like in, in the scope of like really like staying with people. Like you can entertain people really fast and then you can be forgotten, but like story I think is one of the things that you can do well without a lot of money and without a lot of big toys, and it can really stick with people. You can like really get in under people's skin with an awesome story, decent decent to good sound. You need good sound. It's painful to watch bad sound. It'll take people out of your project, so make sure you have good sound. Um, and just story, good sound, and just like do it. Like go out and do it as many times as you can. The first one is not going to be your Oscar, you know, like who expects who expects to be good at their first time off? But it's like it takes so much effort and money and people to do these things that like people put a lot of pressure to make things that are grandiose or perfect or good or impactful. Like, yes, try to do all those things, but keep in mind it's your first one, your second one. Like it give yourself a little bit of grace to find your style, to find your voice, your people, all of those things.
Yeah, sometimes that could get in the way of trying to, make your first time or your project so perfect. And like you said, I mean, being able to rely on that community is a huge part where yes, it's understandable you're the director, you're the writer, but it's always great to collaborate with the rest of your team to see like, hey, because of course they want to enhance the project. They don't want to try to, ruin
Right.
things or change things just because. So yeah, that's always been, a big fun part for me, the collaboration. What would you say is the best way to network and find this like community that we keep talking about?
Um, I think that it's just finding people that have similar interests and then kind of building upon that. It's really hard. You go to like these industry events and everybody's trying to like network up and like find somebody that will pull them up and out of this abyss. But like where people are missing is you need to find everybody that's looking for it to be pulled up, but at the same time like really find people that you want to spend time with and that are good at what they want to be doing or everyone's reaching up to be doing the job that they want to do, not necessarily what they're doing. So it's like we have to realize that we can work together without reaching up. We can just reach across. Like we're all trying to create motion by reaching up. Like somebody help me. And it's like there's 20 of us raising our hands. Why are we like not just looking to the right and left of each other and going like, okay, what do you do? Like what's your genre? What's your vibe? Like, because you can tell a lot by what somebody's first favorite movie, favorite genre is. Like you can be like, yeah, we're gonna click, or no, we're not gonna click. Somebody drops Casablanca on me, I'm gonna be like, terrific film. Thank you so much for your time. Have a great night. Like it's not because it's not a great film. It's just like I have nothing. That's a 3 hour movie, bro. Like, no.
Yeah,
I
I
hope I answered
agree.
your question.
No, no, I was just gonna add on to that, saying that, for example, with you and I mean, you're one of the people that I always check in with, even just to say, hey, what are you up to? What are you
Yeah,
working on? And I can appreciate just even that. And then also, I mean, if you come across something that might help me out, like vice
totally.
versa.
Yeah, that's the thing is like the other part you have to realize is like, yes, the work is like super competitive. Like everybody is like making their best reels, their best resumes to get these things. But like you have to just be um so many things above just like good at your job. You have to be like, we spend a lot of time with each other at work, and say it's a 12-hour day, like 12-hour days for 9 months is a lot. Like you have to really enjoy the people you're around. And that's why a lot of the times we bring in people that we like, and we bring people that have become friends over projects, because we have to spend a lot of time together and we have to like collaborate too. So it's like nobody can be rude, nobody can be mean in any of those situations, because then it kills whatever momentum and vibe the project already has going.
Yeah, and that is going to lead me to my next question, which is like, what made you want to work in entertainment?
I kind of fell into it, but I think that it's this magic of like the better we are at doing our jobs, the better we are at like imitating reality, the the better we did our jobs kind of thing. And we get to make people happy, we get to make people feel the gamut of emotions and tell people stories who we will never get to meet. It's kind of just like a fascinating medium to me. Like I grew up in music, and so music means so much to me, and this is something that combines like the top tier music things with the top tier image things. So I think that that's just what kind of pulled me into this industry, was just things that I already liked, like music, and kind of going like, oh, they work together to make more things. It doesn't stop at the performance of the music or the recording of the music. Um, and I also have to say that I have a brilliant friend who composes everything for my projects. James is a wizard, and it's fun when you have collaborators that can just open your eyes to your own projects. Like I've sat in a dark room with this project by myself for so long, and then you like show it to people, and then they kind of go like, what if it's this? Or what if I'm hearing this? I'm feeling this, and kind of you get to watch them explore it a little bit. Like I've already explored it to the best of my abilities, and now I get to see it through somebody else's eyes. And a lot of the times you can learn a lot because you're so blind to everything that you've been staring at, but you've put your heart and soul into it, and then somebody else can bring in some life experience or bring in some idea and kind of elevate it. And that's kind of the magic of like trusting your collaborators and knowing that I personally will kill anything off to make it better. So if it's my idea, great. If it's not my idea, great. Like the project still needs to be better. And if it's something as simple as somebody else's idea, why not? Like we're all here to make it better. I would never block a good idea for my idea kind of thing.
Yeah, I can agree with that, especially. because just through the experience of being able to share my project with people and seeing their initial reaction
Yeah.
of being super excited and understanding what I'm trying to bring to light. So that kind of gives me energy to kind of keep pushing forward because there are times where it gets tough and then you're kind of like stuck a little bit. But yeah, that's one of the things that I've always relied on where I get to show it to everybody around me and see them, have them see the progress of it, and then them get excited about it makes me want to get excited about it, and then you just keep going.
Yeah, it's also like it gets lonely after a while and you start doubting yourself and you're like, is this good? And so you bring in you show it off to your like inner circle who like supports you and stuff, and that always kind of relights the fire and kind of reminds you like, oh yeah, I kind of know what I'm doing. These guys would tell me.
Well, early on, did you have any mentors or like this community?
Um, I I did. I found there's always like somebody older that's interested in teaching and sharing their knowledge. Early on I kind of bounced around between projects, so it didn't really get to like latch onto somebody as a mentor, but definitely lately, like in the last couple years, like Pixie is a tremendous mentor. She'll teach me anything that she knows. She really will. And if she doesn't know something, she'll find me somebody who will know it. Like she's such an advocate for me. I'll go to war for that lady.
Yeah, no, I really appreciate her and her friendship and all her knowledge as well. She was one of the first people to want to help me with Destino and what I'm building here, so I really appreciate that from her. And for you, would you have any advice for young people starting out and how do they stay motivated?
Starting out now is probably like the toughest time to start in our industry, but at the same time, I think that you should look at it like the pressure's a little bit off instead of it being like, oh, I won't get the job that I want right away. It's more like the pressure is off to be out of the gate running. So I would say like go make stuff. Like shoot it on your phone. Phone's got good sound. And just practice your thing, find your voice as early on as you want. Like the thing that I would tell my younger self would be like, I wish I stopped watching and started doing so much earlier because it took me a really long time to build my confidence in being like, oh, I know what I'm doing. But I could have learned that so much earlier on by just doing it. And you're not, and just like, you're not going to be great right away. If you are, like, congratulations, you're one special person. But like, we're all developing these muscles as artists, and you have to flex them to get them bigger and to make them stronger. So it's like, just make stuff, do your best, show it off, learn something, do it again, like as many times as you can before you start spending money because learning is can be expensive. Like learn it for cheaper if you can, I guess is the lesson. And when
That
staying motivated, your friends, like
mhm.
find if you don't have actor friends, you need actor friends because they're the most determined, resilient people that I know. Those guys can like tap into their hearts in 1 second and give the performance of their lives to a casting director and then like never hear from them ever again and like get back up the next day and do it again. Those guys are like the truest of artists. So if you ever are like, oh, I'm a writer and nobody, or I'm a director, oh, whatever it is, like look over to your actor friends who are out fighting the good fight every single day and kind of like draw strength and inspiration from those guys because they're like running at their dreams. And it's a different race, but it's kind of fun to see the enthusiasm, the resilience, the love for this craft that puts them out and puts them out and reaching for their dreams every day.
Yeah, I totally agree with that, and it does. help you understand that, you're not going through this by yourself and that everybody is going through a very similar struggle, even if it's not, within the industry. It's like there's always something going on, and that's why we're all there to support.
Yeah, it's also like these are the people that you're gonna look over to in 50 years and go like, we did that. Like we
Mm,
started, that's where we started from. And
yeah.
this just like stay focused in this industry. There's a lot of dark parts to this industry like that you can get lost in. The partying, that part of it is nice. The celebration part is nice, but like really stay focused in your goals and don't get sucked into like the shiny part of it because the shiny part goes away. The shiny
Mhm.
part comes at every rap party or whatever, but like, that part is a little bit slippery slopey.
Well, thank you for the conversation. I really appreciate that we got to talk, and congratulations again on your project.
Thank you so much. It's we're hopefully gonna run into each other at more festivals with our projects. We just did this in December, so
Yeah.
congratulations to you and Destino. This is a cool program, and let me know how else I can contribute or help.